Do you see a lightning bolt in the battery thing here? Then it's not charging. Did you turn the Wi-Fi off?
No.
Oh. Sorry, people. We switched phones because it was getting ridiculous. If anybody's out there, let me know. Sorry for people who are returning or trying to figure out what's going on. We are really having connectivity problems here today. I usually don't have this many problems. Even on Disney Wi-Fi, I usually don't have this many problems. So I don't know what's going on, except that Disney Wi-Fi stinks. Besides that, I don't think there's any problem at all. Yeah. Is anybody out there? I don't know. I think people have given up on me.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's nobody on right now. Usually they come on right away. But you're on one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So hello. If anybody's out there, hello again. We are at Italy. I'm just going to continue just so, if anybody want to watch later, they can too. For anybody who's looking for a last second viewing spot for the fireworks at night, sometimes these bridges are available if they're not using this area. It's used quite often for private events. But if they're not, the tops of these bridges here, both of them, especially that one, are really good because you're overhead of everybody else. Good spots for doing the nighttime show. You're standing over everybody that's standing down by the fence, so you have an unobstructed view. It's very nice. Uh, Sometimes people know that already, but many times they don't. And it's the last minute and you say, God, where am I going to stream from? That's a shot. Give that one a shot because many times people don't realize they all want to go up by the fence area up to the front there. They don't think about being up above everybody. So I got nobody. Nobody. I'm just going to go. So we're at Italy. Now the thing about the Italian pavilion is the same, very much the same as Germany, is that from the promenade you can pretty much see everything. But you can't. You think you can, but you can't, because there's a lot of little nook and cranny places in this that you don't see. Now I am not, I'll be honest with you, a fan of Via Napoli, the restaurant. I am a fan of Via Napoli, the building. When they put this part in, they put Via Napoli in, they kind of completed the plaza a little bit. It was just open air over there with like a bunch of trees and bushes and nothing nondescript. But it really gives it a nice plaza effect now. And the building is very nice. It's a very nice building. I know some of you are saying, what is wrong with you? That's one of the best restaurants in Epcot. I'm not one of those people who thinks that. You might be. That's okay. I don't, that's okay with me. Little nooks and crannies here and there you can duck into. Like over here, there's a nice shaded area. It's not much, but you can sit down on these levels over here, and it's always up in the shade. You know, the staircase. You can sit on the bottom steps too. But here, lots of times there used to be, I don't know if there are anymore, but this is where a lot of the World Showcase entertainers, when they were here, used to do their shows here on this kind of an elevated stage area. If not, kids love to go up on it and run around. I don't know what kids have for elevated stage areas, but they have it. Back here, again, it's a nice area, and you can't really see it so well off the promenade with a incredibly statue area here and benches and a little garden. Very nice. The music is Italian, of course. Tutu Italian restaurant. Again, I've had good meals here and I've had really bad meals here. It just really dependent. It seems like they change a lot, you know, and I don't know if they change chefs a lot, maybe, I don't know, but sometimes I've had excellent meals here and a couple other times not so much. I've never tried the wine cellar. Has anybody listening have? Let me know what you thought about it, because I've been thinking about it. I think it's like a wine bar with small plates, I think. Pretty nice. Sounds pretty nice. I was thinking, we had the tequila thing at Mexico. We've done a couple times. I was thinking maybe we could do a similar thing here with wine instead of tequila. Maybe someday. Who knows? If it's like I think it is. And again, this is a beautiful building. I love these buildings back here. They're gorgeous, you know? And there's a little shop over here. But I am not a fan of Via Napoli. Sorry. Number one, their pizza ain't that good. You can say it's made with all the natural ingredients and they cook it naturally, but they burn it half the time. Swear to God, half the time the bottoms of the pizzas are all burned. I don't like burned crust. Sorry. Some people do. I'm not one of them. And the other meals here are, if you get anything but pizza, I don't think their meals here are very good. I just don't. But I know it's a popular place. It is a loud place, I'll tell you that. That's for sure. Because this sound bounces all over the place. But this is a lovely courtyard. It really is. And there's a few quiet areas you can poke around, like over here, over there, the one I showed you earlier. And there's a bunch of tables. You see guys over there. A nice quiet area over there too. You can grab yourself a glass of wine in the wine place. You got a little wine store over here. And you can get yourself a nice little glass of wine, sit on these tables here and relax. Because as you can, not many people actually use it. Kid Cod is over here too. But I'll be honest with you, I've never seen a busy Kid Cod. I think it's a great idea for kids here. I really do, but it doesn't seem to be used very much. There's a kid over there now, though, thankfully. I always found that the CMs that work with those are really nice. They're really good with the kids. That over here is the wine store. This is the wine shop, and you can get samples, and you can get a glass of wine over here, and just sit in this nice area here. And it's just off the promenade, it's right there, but it's so much quieter back here. There's a couple nice benches. There's another shop over here. Really nice shop. It's nice. It is. But I understand people look at it and say, oh, that's it. Let's go. We saw it. Let's go. Okay. Do what you want. But I beg to differ. So we move on. We move on. We're leaving. See, they got a nice little wine and champagne thing right here too. Outdoor area. That's what I'm talking about. Get something here and go around the corner. And a lot of people don't know about those tables right around the corner. Just sit down, relax, take it in. Smell the roses, people. Smell the roses. And here's some gelato place. You get some ice cream. Oh, I'm sorry. Gelato. My son reminds me of that all the time. It ice cream, Dad. It's gelato. Yes, son. Okay. Yes, sir. But again, grab a gelato, go around the corner, sit in those nice chairs and everything in the shade, and smell the roses. Take it easy. This is the Take It Easy Park, World Showcase. Be an adult. This is a great park for adulting. And of course, I understand if you got little kids, you're not interested. I get that. I mean, because I know little kids are generally probably bored before showcases. Maybe they're into the Kid Cut thing or the scavenger hunt. That's not. They try to give the kids something to do here. You know, it's not like they don't try to have something for the kids. And there's a couple of the rides. The Mexico ride in Norway. There's a ride, and of course, over in France, it used to be like there was hardly anything here for to ride except the Mexico ride. So. And the Norway ride, a lot of people didn't like that ride. I don't know why. That old Norway ride, I liked it. They pretty much kept it, except they just added different sets. That's all from Frozen. You know, it's pretty much the same ride otherwise. American Pavilion. The center of World Showcase. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful building. It's beautiful inside too. The rotunda area in here is lovely. Voices of Liberty, I love to listen to them. The show's nice. Heather and I were talking the other day, Pluto, where's Pluto? And I were talking the other day about, and my niece, who you met earlier, we're talking about writing a book of places, nice places in Disney World to take a nap. This is one of them. It's a good show. It's a solid show. It's at least 30 minutes long, I think, right around 30 minutes long. And it's a nice show and everything, but as you're in a 30, and I have tended to doze off there. I have to admit, I have. And it's a great show though. It is, it really is. Animatronic City. I think there's more animatronics in that show than any show in Disney World probably. But I just fall asleep sometimes in there. And so we were going over places that we would put in our book. And Heather came up with a great song, and I can't remember which song we took. We took a Disney song and substituted Nappy. I can't remember what song it was. The Art of Disney. I strongly suggest this to people because many of them aren't aware of it. It's a really nice shop. And then there's the museum inside. Also as you come in to the main doors of the rotunda, to the right is a museum and they change it every once in a while. So annual, semi-annual basis, they change it to different thematic themes. I don't know what's in there right now. But here, you know what? Eileen, I'll be right out. She's shopping. I don't think you want to watch that. But I love the show. I do, but like I say, it's also great for nappy time. This is a great place to duck into inside here. Like most of the American Pavilion, you can just see the outdoor area right from the promenade, but indoor area is quite lovely. I'm sure most of you have been in it. Good morning, how are you? Yeah, you stand by the air conditioning, good move.
No, we're not.
Not tables, but chairs, sitting areas in here, and it's air conditioned. Did I say that enough for you? And right in the circular area is where the Voices of Liberty perform. And they usually do a show right before the movie presentation. Not always, but most of the time. They do them right before. So if you look at the time set, if you're like right now it's 11:45, usually a little bit before that they come. I don't know if they do it this early, but usually 10-15 minutes before the showtime. Okay, this is the American Indian display still, which is quite lovely. But this museum, if you're waiting for the show, this is, for instance, you come through here because it's really entertaining. They've done some things with Walt. Christ. Sorry, folks, again. But it's really, I'm not going to stop and see everything here. But I want to make you aware of it in case you weren't. That this little area off to the right when you come in is a nice alternative to cool off a little bit. And hey, some of these some of the wardrobes in here are quite lovely. They really are. And it's one of the best things that Epcot used to be, but still a little bit. You can learn something here. That isn't a bad thing. again, to browse around. This is a great browsing pavilion. You know, there's a lot of places to browse around and to look at stuff and such. So you're looking for something to do instead of just resting, but you can rest too. There's a bunch of picnic tables over here by the restrooms. Of course, the famous barbecue is here. You know what? I have not tried it yet. Has anybody tried the barbecue counter service here? Because I have not. I'm not trying it this trip simply because I'm going around the food booths everywhere. Or as Fizz would say, I go around the food court here. You know, where's my wife? Oh, there she is. She's buying something. See, I leave her alone for a few minutes and she's buying something. Okay, now this interests me for some reason, but I'm going over here. Remember I told you the construction they were doing right by the American Pavilion? Well, here it is close up, and this boat that's here says Ultra Boom. Because it's a boom, obviously. And I'm just wondering what they're doing over here. Right there. They're on a big platform area there. It's never been part of the American Pavilion. I think it's just there for the construction, but I don't know what they're constructing over there. Or maybe they float that whole thing out there to do work on the middle. Yeah, that's probably what it is. They go do some work with it. They just float it out there to the middle to do some work. I don't know. But there it is. Of course, you know, there's a stage show here every night during the Flower Garden show. Caught Roy Parker real quick. Toby Mac is here today. Country music, so I think Toby Mac's a country music guy, right? I think. I don't want to insult anybody, but I think he is. But I'm not, like I said, not a country music guy, so. But I think I've heard of him as a country music star, so. Anybody's into that. And the shows are free. There's a dinner package you can get for it too. But honestly, I've never seen the need to get a dinner package to get in. It's always space, it seems. And you can always see it right back here from the promenade too, quite frankly. There's no stopping you for standing back here and watching the show without having to go in. So, but every time I walk by, there always seems to be free seats. I'm talking to people, so not talking to you. How you doing? All right? What'd you get? Oh, you got your lanyard. She lost her lanyard, so she got a new lanyard. You have my phone still, right? Yeah. Okay. I just remembered now my steps aren't counting anymore. That's all right. I'm going averaging about 10 miles a day. That's everybody averages 10 miles a day in this place pretty easily. 5 to 10 miles a day. Hi, Melissa. I'm sorry if you were gone because I went out, the internet went out on me again. But it's been happening to me on this one. I don't know why, but I blame Disney Wi-Fi, so there. We switched phones and got so bad on mine, so this one seems to be hanging on a little better. On days like this today, it gets really hot when I'm streaming. Yours is going to get that way too, by the way. Probably. But we only have a couple countries to go here, so. Japan. Well, kakigoris are here. I like Japan for that. They have probably the biggest store in any of the countries here on World Showcase. It is a huge store. It is a unique store, a uniquely Japanese store. You can get a samurai sword at this store. Seriously, you can get a samurai sword. I don't know how you're going to get it back home. I guess you're going to have to individually ship it because you're sure it's not going to be getting out on the plane. And but you can get one. If you want one, you can get one here. And everything Japanese, all kinds of elaborate chopsticks. I mean, they have like a variety of selection. This store has been a store since 1673. That tells you something, right? And in Japan is pretty much another one, sort of. You can see it from the promenade, but there's areas in the back. But the area I'm going to show you first is right here. This building, this is where the drummers are, a favorite of many people. And I forget, but each one of these levels represents like fire, water, stuff like that. But this building up here is their counter service. Now their counter service is okay. It is okay. It's not outstanding, but it's okay. But the outstanding part is the seating. As you know, it's very unique. Everything in Japanese gardening I found from a gardener is symbolic of something, you know. And was it koi fish, KOI, I think, swimming around. And this area is beautiful. Sorry again, folks. It keeps doing it to me. But look at this. You know, I mean, what a lovely place to eat. Even if you don't like the food that much, it makes the food taste better. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. The food's all right. It's not horrible or anything. I don't know where I'm eating today. Whatever strikes me when we're walking around later. I'm going to eat at one of the food booths for sure, because that's the only place I eat here when we're during a food and wine festival. I like to go to different food booths and try something I've never had before, just because I want to. But honestly, it's not counter service wise a lovelier spot to eat than here. There's indoor seating too, but Buddy got down on his knee and asked to be married. And fortunately she said yes. So it'd be embarrassing with all these people watching to say no. But I know, baby, I know. You want to get something to drink? Or do you want to go? Are you hungry? Are you hungry?
Well, we can do that after.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the drums. There's their drum storage area right there. I'm surprised they keep them right here like that. But hey, it's not exactly the best security for them, but hey, what do I know? Anyhow, the bottom area of this the big building here, is the store. Huge store. I'm not going to go in there because maybe someday I'll do a trip with just going to the stores, a World Showcase tour, just going into stores. I think I might do that next time. Just going into the stores, shops, because they are unique. All the shops here are unique to their own, you know. But this one is maybe the most unique, and it's by far the largest. They even have oysters, where you get pearls out of oysters. Yeah, it's kind of cool. A lot of people like that. The kids like that especially. But another lovely area. Again, another lovely quiet area to get a bite and just sit down and relax. Just a beautiful area. Okay, we're approaching Morocco. Everybody knows that follows me around on these trips that is probably my favorite. Half of it from the promenade. It's one of the ones you have to go in to see everything, because you won't see everything unless you do. Now you can choose not to. Many people do. They just walk by and say, oh, look at those pretty buildings, and walk by. That's what most everybody does here, quite frankly. But you know me, Mr. Smell the Roses. I go inside most all of them, and this is my favorite to go in, because there's all kinds of little nooks and crannies in this place. It's based on a Medina marketplace, sort of, and it's like you're in the middle of a town with a little marketplace areas. Now, it used to be more elaborate. They used to have more stuff on display outside the buildings and stuff. Now it's kind of, you know, they modernized it up, and the shops aren't as prevalent anymore. But it's still nice. It's still lovely, and this is a great place as a retreat, you can get out of the hubbub. An outstanding place to get out of the hubbub. Some really nice drinks here, frozen ones. Here, this little around this little kiosk place right here. Some really good stuff. Spice Road Table is a nice. It specializes in small plates, but it has you can get full dinners too. But they're small. It's a small place, a Mediterranean style place. Very nice. Very nice. Good views of the lake and stuff. Kind of coveted during the fireworks. But it's usually a place you can walk in. You don't have to make an advance reservation. If you're looking for somewhere to eat and you say, oh God, we didn't make any reservations ahead of time, this place is usually available. Tangerine Cafe. Okay. This used to be my favorite counter service. They've kind of dumbed it down since they reopened. It's still good. It's still got unusual stuff that you can't get anywhere else. But yeah, I don't know. They've kind of McDonald's it up a little bit as far as I'm concerned. Now here's where it starts. Here's where the fun starts. This is the part of the building you cannot see from the promenade. You come back here, and it's like you're on a little side road, you know, off in a marketplace in a small village or something, or even a large one. There's very few people back here usually. There's a henna artist back here if you want to put on fake tattoos. You can do that back here against tables. You can eat. A lot of people don't know about these tables back here. If you're getting something at Tangerine Cafe, come on back here and eat. It's much quieter, it's much nicer. It kind of goes in a circle around back here. And this is the further back you get, the quieter it gets. And the reason it's really quiet right now is they have not opened this restaurant up again. The sit-down, the table service restaurant, Restaurant Marrakesh, is not open. I don't know if they're ever going to open it again. I'm not quite sure. But it hasn't been open in a long time. If the food is good, the restaurant is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And the entertainment is good if you like belly dancers, and the music is good. Live music going on all the time. There's a couple little shops here, Lapse of Wonder being one of them. They used to have outdoor displays out here. You know, stuff on hangers, dresses and shirts and stuff. And then they have some unusual styles and stuff. Eileen loves some of the dresses here. She's got a couple. And you used to see more of this kind of thing around here. Display areas and stuff of the wares. Not so much anymore. But it goes around in a circle, and then there's little crannies and little stores here and there. They're not open yet, but see, out like they used to have a lot more of this, you know, this display kind of areas, and they used to have racks of stuff out here. But they don't do that anymore, which kind of disappointing to me. The Fez House is a nice area off the promenade again. This is really nice because it's always in the shade. It's a nice cool spot to come to. Hubbub. Well, they're making an announcement now, but most of the time, you've got these nice little benches, little fountain area here. This is a place a lot of people don't know about. And it's just off to the left as you enter the backstage or back area of it's very nice. Very simple, but ornate. Now, again, I have read that in Muslim art, you can't display the human form, so they do geometric. Geometric forms are the choice for most artistic expression because they can't do the human form. And it's just some lovely patterned stuff. And everybody knows that when they built this pavilion, Morocco was all in on this pavilion when they first built it. They sent over artisans, Moroccan artisans, to do this work. So it's authentic. It is authentic as it gets, because actual Moroccan artisans did this artwork, and here and all around the pavilion. They had a lot to do with the building of this pavilion. It was one of, it was, I think, don't quote me again, but I don't think when the World Showcase opened, this place was ready yet. They were still working on it. It was open a while later. So it's, relatively speaking, because it's been around forever. But pavilions are concerned. I think it was this one in Norway. It came a little later, after the other pavilions opened. I'm going to just go duck in here real quick and I'll be out. And here, again, take a left when you first come on off the promenade in this area here. Sorry. Again, there's nothing terribly exciting about this. There's a game that you can play here. And the people moved around quite a bit. They lived in tents and stuff. And they showed the kind of clothing, things that you could easily pack up and take with them as they moved around. Some artifacts and such. And then I don't know why this game is here, but it is. But again, except for the game, this is a nice quiet area, usually. And it's air conditioned, folks. I can't emphasize that enough. It's air conditioned. Okay, babe. What's the keen idea?
We can return this at the other counter that has scooters on the main entrance.
Why?
We could go on the monorail and have lunch at like the Tempo Cafe or something.
Oh, I was planning on having lunch here, but okay.
Oh, okay.
No, it's okay. Well, no, we'll go with what you want to do. That's fine. So Morocco, again, it's one of my favorites, and I think you can see why, because it's just, and they have restrooms too. So how can you go wrong with that? I think the restrooms are the only place most people go inside in that pavilion, to be honest with you. But it's really wonderful pavilion. It's gorgeous pavilion. A marvel to look at even from out here. So there you might, and Canada, probably. But I don't know. That's kind of a distant third. Up here, France used to be a kind of a favorite of mine until they built Ratatouille. Not that I have anything against that ride. I think it's a lovely ride, but it's made it so much more populated and busy. In fact, very nicely. That I admire, and they didn't make it look stupid, like a sore thumb next to the rest of the pavilion. They matched in the decor of the architecture here very well. New and old, the newer building, the older buildings, you can't tell which is which, because they really did a nice job of matching in the buildings. But this used to be a much, much quieter area than it is now. Because because of the ride, and I'm okay with that. It's a nice ride, but I would not suggest France as a nice quiet area to visit for a respite. It's just not. And it's right next to International Gateway too, which is also a lot noisier and bigger than it used to be because of the sky gliders coming up from all those huge. Why? No, I haven't, honey. I've been doing this. How can I keep track of them? Bad, honey. Sorry. Did not. Did you look at it? And this again, it goes in a little bit of a circular air and motion here. A little bit. There's where you see the movies, or the French movie is lovely. It's dated a little bit. Gorgeous. That music will never be dated. But The Beauty and the Beast sing-along is here. And like I said before, it's cute. If you have kids, I strongly suggest it because it's fun for kids. It is. It's a sing-along, and people actually do sing, believe it or not. And what I like about it, there's not some hyped-up, caffeine-filled narrator out there trying to make you sing. They just say, sing along if you want to, and they just play the show. It's animated, an animated show. Many clips from the original movie, but they interspace stuff in between, other ones, featuring LeFou of all people. And it's cute, but there's like, those narrators sometimes that you have here that looks like they drank 2 gallons of caffeine before they came on stage. They're not here. And this is nice. Great ice cream here. My sister will attest to that. I will too, if you had it. Very good. One of the best counter services in Epcot is the French one. It really is good. Some good sandwiches. It's not just bakery items. It's also some very good savory items. Lunches that are very good here. I would strongly suggest it for a lunch or something because it's that good. And the pastries are wonderful too, of course. They have another wine store here too. Perfume. You know when you're walking by the perfume store, trust me, you'll know it. You won't have to look for it. You'll find it. Just follow your nose. It's a place that you can easily smell when you get there. Shroggy just sent you a text. Eileen? Shroggy just sent you a text. I didn't read it. There's, of course, the famous French restaurant. Actually, the food here I've always found to be pretty good. The waiters are not snooty. They're very nice most of the time. My problem with the French restaurant is the same as I have with the Mexican restaurant. As you can see, these tables are very close together. If you like the conversation in the next table, do you want to join it? You see, look at how close. It's a lovely restaurant, very pretty. Waiters and waitresses are very nice. It's a tough restaurant to get into. It used to be, they used to have a Cedar. What do you call a Cedar? I don't know. The guys who you meet out at the desk here and see you. He used to be kind of snooty, but I don't think that he's here anymore. He was kind of but I've always found the waiters and the waitresses to be very nice here. Contrary to public reputation. And I thought the Parisians were very nice. We were in Ljubljana in Slovenia, and I found them to be kind of snooty, generally speaking. It's a beautiful city, Ljubljana. I would suggest that it's a beautiful country, Slovenia. And, you can't beat the Alps, right? We're right in the middle of the Alps. And it's really a lovely city, beautiful, cleanest city I've ever been in. I can't say that about Paris, but I can't. Gorgeous city. But snooty encounters there ever had in Paris. They're really nice. And we didn't speak French, but that's the thing. We're Americans, we're kind of weird that way. We just refuse to learn a second language, And meanwhile, in the French, these French waiters and waitresses, language, they learn it, But we make no effort many times. Not everybody, but we make very little effort to learn another language because everybody's supposed to speak English, I guess. And they do, I guess. I guess that's kind of, the accepted norm, but I think it's kind of arrogant on our part. So, I did try to learn some French when we were over. I certainly didn't try to learn any Slovenian. But everybody in Slovenia speaks better English than I do. It's amazing. Even with no accents, I mean, most of the Parisians spoke English that we spoke to anyhow, and they were kind of heavily accented, but you could understand them clearly. But in Ljubljana, the Slovenian people, I gotta admit, if you spoke to them here, you would never know they were from most of them. They speak it without. I'm just gonna go back and and side. Oh, so the sky guide will go right over this section. I don't know if that's the way it just worked out, or they just want to advertise the new ride. But this, as you can see, the buildings back here are lovely, and they're not clashing with the original French area. It's just lovely there. It really is. But it's like, as you can see, and this isn't even really busy yet, because I've been here where it's like wall-to-wall of people, where you feel downright claustrophobic. It isn't that bad here yet. Wanted me to tell her, in case we want to stop after we're done this screaming, getting in line. No, I don't think so. 70 minutes. I don't think I want to stand in line for any ride for 70 minutes. 70 minutes. Okay. I'm going to turn around here, honey. But again, the buildings here are wonderful. I love these signs they have along here because that is so Paris. These kind of signs, I have no idea what they say. And the numbering, the way they do the numbering here, the font they use for the numbering is right on, from when we were in Paris and stuff. It's just amazing, kudos, because I think they did a great job. I don't think they do that a great job with the resorts. When they add on to the resorts, they don't do nearly as good a job of matching in with the original. But here, they did a really good job. And I give them kudos for that. Because these buildings are every bit as lovely as the originals. And they fit right in with the rest of the place. Good for them. Nice job, Imagineers. And another thing about Paris that I love, it was interesting, unlike London, where the doors are a big deal, how the doors look. These nondescript kind of doors they have at these addresses, that's Paris too. They don't have fancy doors or anything. In fact, they almost look like you're in, like warehouse doors. I've always thought, especially the old part of Paris, they're very, very nondescript doors, nothing fancy about them all. It looks like they were just going into your, where you go to work or something. It's it's pretty cool. Okay, over here is the, of course, there's the perfume store right there. Tube de Palais. People with allergies or something are allergic to that shouldn't walk past that store though, because you get a whiff of that place every time you walk by. So, folks, that is the last country. We started at the UK. We ended at France, like I traditionally do. I didn't want to bore people with the movies today just because I like them, doesn't you should have to watch them. So I am going to bid you adieu. Now, we might stream something later if we want to. That's up to my wife, school bill thing, and we will see. We might not. But we'll see. But this is, like I said, usually the end of our trip is doing this. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm so sorry for all the interruptions. But like I said, I've said before, for people who just joined us lately, we were using Disney Wi-Fi today. I usually don't do that, but we've been having data problems, so I can't use data either. So we saved our data for the nighttime shows. I think my phone especially used it up. You're right. I know, honey. We'll learn from that. We have learned from that, and we're going to do hotspot next time. I know a lot of you are thinking, why didn't you do that this time? Well, because I'm cheap and old. Oh, thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back in the middle of December. My birthday is on December 15th. So if anybody wants to send me gifts, remember that date, December 15th? I'm kidding. And that's we're going to be around just before that. Actually, my birthday is probably the second last day we're there. But around the 11th to the 16th. No, actually, we're going to be at Old Key West. Sorry about that. We're going to be at Old Key West. And if it's a good view, especially if it's a good view, and there's some nice views there, we'll be streaming the view, and of course we'll be streaming one of the things being the Christmas show here at Epcot for sure. We will definitely do that. Candlelight procession. We will definitely be doing that. I'm sorry, honey. I stopped to do a money shot pick. This is one of my favorite areas right by International Gateway. So it's lovely here. And France is a lovely pavilion, just really busy. Again, it wouldn't be one of my rest spot areas and taking it easy areas. It's just not. Used to be, but it isn't now. So we're going to be finished. Keep talking. Everybody's saying, okay, Charlie, you can shut up now. I'm going to shut up now. Have a good day. We might see you later. Then again, we might not. Take care. See you next time if we don't see you again today. Bye. Welcome, everybody.